Hello, these instructions will walk you through the process of using DocHub to annotate the text. If you are in one of my classes, then all of this instruction will be totally relevant to you. However, if you are in a different class or have a different teacher, part of it might not be applicable. However, the portion about annotating within DocHub will definitely be helpful. So we're going to begin by connecting the DocHub app to Google Drive. So go ahead and go to Google Drive. And once you are in Drive, the first step is to click on New in the upper left-hand corner. So we will click on New. We will bring our cursor down and hover over More, and then we will click on Connect More Apps. So New, More, Connect More Apps. When the Connect Apps to Drive window opens up, go to Search Apps in the upper right-hand corner and type in DocHub, D-O-C-H-U-B, and then hit Enter, and you'll see DocHub pop right up. If you have never connected to DocHub before, you will have a blue box in this area that will say Connect, and you'll go ahead and click Connect, and then DocHub will be connected to your Google Drive account and ready for you to use. The next step is to go ahead and open up a text using DocHub. So if you're in one of my classes, you'll do this through Schoology. So you'll navigate to Schoology and you will go to your ELA course and then open up your digital bookshelf in order to select the text that you're going to use. So we'll scroll down to the digital bookshelf, click on that, and for this example, we'll go ahead and annotate the text using the medicine bag. So we will open the medicine bag, and this gives us the Google Drive preview, which is how we normally read the text in class. In order to open it with DocHub, you will notice this box up here at the top. You'll click on the arrow, and it will give you a list of apps you can use to open up the PDF file, and you will select DocHub. This will open it up in DocHub. Oftentimes when you use DocHub, whenever you open up a text, you'll receive a message at the top of the screen that says you previously imported this file, you can create a duplicate or use existing. In order to preserve your work and to have your annotations be there each time you return to the text, you'll always want to click on Use Existing. If you ever accidentally create a duplicate or you're struggling to locate your previous work, if you click on this icon, it will take you to a screen where you can select from text you've already opened in DocHub, and you should be able to find your work there. In order to annotate, we need to know what we are annotating and how we are supposed to be annotating. So if you're in one of my classes, you'll be following some annotation guidelines. Let's go ahead and go back to Schoology in order to find those guidelines. We're using the medicine bag, so we'll want to go to the medicine bag section of Schoology. So I'll go to Courses, ELA, Unit 1, and then I'll select the medicine bag, and you'll notice that the first assignment is the Annotate the Text assignment. And of course, you'll click on the box that says click this link to open annotation guidelines. So these are the instructions that you'll follow when you are annotating the text. So keep in mind that when you're annotating, that means you're writing relevant notes in the margin or the sideline of the text, and these are the questions or the prompts that you'll be using in order to know what sort of notes to write in the margins. Ask a question you or others might have and answer the question. Define an unknown word or reference. Provide an analysis. In other words, explain what a passage, and it can be a short passage within the text, what it means. Provide a summary. Give us a short, condensed version of part of the text. Simplify a challenging passage. Identify a quotation that supports the main idea. State the main idea and explain why the passage supports it. And finally, identify a quotation that supports the theme. State the theme and explain why the passage supports it. As we are annotating the text, you're going to use these colors to show which prompt you are responding to. And what that means is that you'll highlight the portion of the text that you're making the note about using that specific color. And then when you type your note in the margin, your annotation in the margin, the text color will need to be that specific color. So let's head back over to DocHub so that I can explain how this works. Looking back at our annotation guide, we see that our first one is ask a question you or others might have and answer the question, and that needs to be in blue. So we'll go ahead and start perusing the text. And one thing that immediately stands out to me is in paragraph 3, the text states, "1 year Cheryl had new moccasins. that Grandpa had made. And so I have the question, do Native Americans frequently use moccasins today? And so that would correspond with that first bullet point, ask a question you or others might have and answer the question. So my first step is that I would need to highlight that reference, that word moccasin, in blue. So we'll come up here to our highlighting tool and we'll click highlight. So now our highlighting tool is active, and then we'll come over here and select the highlight color. And we'll choose blue, and we want that to be somewhat of a light blue, so we'll change the hue. And then we'll click outside of that box, and now we will make a box around the word moccasins, and it will highlight the word moccasins in blue. Now we need to type our note in the margin. So we'll click on the text tool. You can see that here. We'll click the text tool, and then we'll need to change the text color to correspond with the highlight color. So we'll click on text color, and in this case we'll want to use a darker blue so that the text shows up clearly. And then we'll just click over here in the notes, parallel or in line with the word moccasin, so that it's clear that that's what our note is about. And remember, we're asking a question that others might have. And so we could say, do Native Americans frequently use moccasins today? And it looks like that text color did not change to blue, so we'll just highlight that text and then click our text color and select blue. Try this one more time. There we go. We were able to change that text color to blue. For the sake of time, we're not going to answer this question right now, but when you are completing your annotations, please know that you do need to answer the question. So you'll ask the question and then answer the question. You could use Google or another reference, another source in order to answer the question properly. Let's go ahead and scroll down to provide a summary, simplify a challenging passage. Keep in mind that you will be completing all of these annotations unless I instruct you to only pick some of them. But we're going to go ahead and skip around and do one more annotation just as an example. So provide a summary. So I'm looking at medicine bag and we're scrolling, and I notice that in paragraph 7, 8, and 9, there's a description of Grandpa walking down the street, and dogs are barking at him, and children are laughing at him, and Martin sees this happening, and then Martin runs over and tries to get the dogs away from Grandpa. And so when we're summarizing, you can summarize an entire paragraph, an entire page, several paragraphs. That's completely up to you. So let's go ahead and check the color we need to use. That's purple. So I'm going to highlight paragraph 7, 8, and 9 using purple. So I'll come up here and click on the highlighting tool, and then I'll change the color to purple. And now I'm going to make a box around paragraphs 7, 8, and 9 in order to highlight that entire section in purple. Now I need to make my annotation. I'll click on the text tool, and then I'll change the color to purple. We'll try to get that as close as possible. And then we'll make our note. And so we're just summarizing these 3 paragraphs. We can write, Martin sees Grandpa walking down the street, and he is followed by dogs and laughing children. Martin helps Grandpa by rescuing him from the dogs. You'll notice that when you're typing in DocHub, it often stretches too far over, and so you can just click on the box, and then there is a tool to resize the box. So we'll move that over, and then we'll drag this down so it's perfectly in line with our highlight, and now we have our annotation in which we provide a summary, and notice that it's highlighted in purple and the text is in purple. When you are ready to turn in your annotations, at which point you would have needed to have completed all of the annotation prompts, or however many annotation prompts I have asked you to complete, you will be taking screenshots in order to turn your annotations in. So in order to do that, you would need to simply position your screen, scroll up and down so that you can see the annotation and the highlight on the screen. And then you would take a screenshot using the shortcut key in your keyboard. And I can show you what that is in class. And that will save that screenshot as a JPEG image. And you'll be able to turn it in Schoology just as you would when you're turning in other assignments. If it's the case that you can fit more than one annotation on your screen at a time, then you can use the screenshot feature in order to capture 2 annotations or 3 annotations at once. But you'll take as many screenshots as needed so that when you turn it into Schoology, I will be able to see all of your annotations so that I can give you full credit for the assignment. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions, and I'm more than happy to help you as you annotate the text. Thanks.